Breaking news, the San Francisco 49ers have made a trade, and they take Jordan Mason and flip him to the Minnesota Vikings for a 2026 sixth round pick and a pick swap this year. So, Jordan Mason is the next player in line to be a part of the exodus that is occurring with San Francisco 49ers. But let's talk about this trade, where it impacts the San Francisco 49ers. I want to talk about the compensation. I think that's the one that stands out to me the most. But with Jordan Mason, he was a restricted free agent. The 49ers hit him with a second round tender, which means he would have been paid more than $5 million if he played this year for the San Francisco 49ers. And so they trade him to the Vikings, which is not something I'm surprised about. I was actually kind of expecting that to happen just based on kind of the momentum into this offseason. He would have been a good player to trade based on what he was able to produce last year, his age, and kind of the fact that he needed to get a paycheck. Like, he kind of outperformed or got an opportunity to outperform that tender. So he signed for a 2-year deal with over $7 million fully guaranteed, has the ability to go up to 12 million, and he signed that with the Vikings. So Jordan Mason obviously has a ton of potential. He is a great running back in between the tackles. He has the ability to make guys miss on one cuts and things of that nature. Like, he was really good for the 49ers when he was the primary starter early on in the season when Christian McCaffrey couldn't go. So that's when he proved to the league that he could probably be a starter in this league and get more workload and carries throughout a year. But when Christian McCaffrey came back, his workload started to decline, and then he got hurt and wasn't able to finish the last part of the season. So, bittersweet for me. I like Jordan Mason quite a bit. I was a big fan of him when he came in to rookie training camp, and he really did show that he belonged in the NFL, and he was a player that you could already see was better than guys like Trey Sermon and Ty Davis Price and deserved a roster spot. And so he was able to make the final 53 man outside of training camp, which was great. And he really did show promise every single time he got an opportunity. But we do know with the backfield of Christian McCaffrey, we saw them draft Isaac Guerendo. And I think that was kind of the first clue that Jordan Mason could potentially be the odd man out in that running room, especially when they went and added Patrick Taylor back and also have Israel Abandokonda. So they have a pretty stacked running back room as it is. It's a stacked running back class as well. So I do think that this also means that the 49ers are more than likely going to be in a good position to draft another running back. And I think they should. This is a good running back class. I think that third, fourth round spot is a sweet spot for running backs in this class. I know, but I do think it is. I know a lot of fans like Cam Scadaboo. He might be a second round guy. And just based on the 49ers needs on the defensive line, I'm not sure they would jump the defensive tackle position for a running back. They could, but we'll see. We'll see how they go about it. But what I'm not a big fan of is the trade compensation. I just don't think it's a whole lot. I think the Vikings got a steal of a deal, only trading a 2026 sixth round draft pick and then a pick swap. We don't know what round the pick swap is happening in. So, yeah, I'm not really sure if that's like the 49ers are jumping from like the fourth round into the third round. I don't know if it's that kind of a pick swap because the 49ers have an earlier draft pick slot in the overall draft. So I'm assuming that's how it's going to swap, but we don't really know what that pick is. And so I don't know. I did think Jordan Mason was worthy of a third round draft pick. Maybe the fact that he had to sign a contract lowered the value of the trade, which is something that I'm fully aware is a part of the deal. You know, when guys have to sign a contract while they get traded, you're not going to take the most draft capital that you could, opposed to a player who's, say, in the middle of their contract or in the middle of their rookie year. You can grab them with a couple years of team control. And so I'm not a big fan of the trade compensation. I kind of can rationalize the trade. I kind of felt it coming. I think it's something that we've talked about multiple times on the channel, just like this is a potential outcome that could happen because he is a restricted free agent and the 49ers might not want to pay that price tag for a guy who, let's face it, if Christian McCaffrey's healthy, isn't going to see the field all that much, because that's been the case. Even when Christian McCaffrey returned and didn't look 100%, we still didn't see that much of Jordan Mason. So I'm not too surprised by this. I think he's a good back. I think he'll probably go and play pretty well for the Vikings. So, you know, not the biggest fan of the compensation. I think that would have made the trade more palpable. But I think it's just like, you know, kind of felt like we're like, all right, we got it. We're not going to pay him. So you guys can have him, kind of a trade. I don't know if that's the case, but I just hoped they could have got a little bit more. But you guys let me know what you think about this one. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.